Yeah, as already said, at Jedox, we simplify planning. We help enterprises and organizations to speed up time, improve processes, and reduce the amount of resources it takes to do budgeting, planning, and forecasting. In times where, I think we're here all thinking about internationalization. Planning becomes a key asset for companies and organizations, and we help companies to do rapid deployment, rapid prototyping, and rapid implementation. We're at Jedox. We were founded in 2002. We're already international. We've grown. This jumps automatically. I'm sorry about that. We've resources in Asia now, subsidiary in Asia, in US, and in Europe. We have 1,700 customers, which we're supporting also on their global rollouts, together with the 180 boutique and also partners like PwC, who are offering a treasury and risk management solution based on our platform. We have one integrated platform, which is why users are really rating us very high with regards to flexibility and also with regards to value perception. And as a lot of vendors which we've seen so far, we're also a cool vendor. And we acquired another cool vendor a year ago, so we're happy to also be part of that. We're in a market which is one of the fastest growing markets globally, which is the business intelligence market. And we're happy that in H1 we've grown by a factor 8 to 10 faster than the market. And the main reason for that is because customers want lean solutions. Customers want self-service solutions. Business decision makers want to build their own solutions. And this is where we offer quite some flexible models with a simple licensing model, which is user-based model for both, for both cloud and this jumps automatically. I don't know how to get that back. In the cloud and on-premise. Good. The last few years, most organizations have invested in, I'm not doing anything, in CRM and supply chain solutions, office productivity, to name a few. One thing hasn't really changed, the time and effort it takes to do planning. Simple things as budgeting across 100 different subsidiaries. It's something which consumes a lot of resources, consumes a lot of time, and it's repeating itself over and over. And the more competitive the situation gets, that process has to be even speeded up. One of the reasons why planning is so hard is because Excel is in all of those organizations. 86% of the organizations globally use Excel as their primary tool for planning. Why do they do that? It's a great tool. They love it, right? And people really love Excel. We have 1.2 million Office users, and we think 50 million users globally have a profession doing planning. So they don't want to get rid of that tool because it always comes back, even once you turn it off. If you look at 95% of 95% of all financial reports in the world are built on Excel sheets. And that is growing, and the importance of Excel has been growing. And we are, and most of these processes are under the radar, which are leading to key decisions which most organizations are taking. So it's a mission-critical tool today. And, but it also creates some problems because it has never been built as a multi-user, cross-departmental, cross-organizational tool. And we want to make sure that the pain points or the problems which that creates, meaning data accuracy, non-governed by IT, non-compliance, gets really, that we get hold of that. Just to give you an example, JP Morgan 2 years ago just lost $250 million based on Excel errors. So we think that this is a problem which is still there. You can say, hey, that's been existing over the last 10 to 15 years, and you're right, but nobody has really solved that problem. What is unique with Jedox? At Jedox, we take all the, I would say, customer assets which have been built on that technology in a multi-dimensional OLAP in-memory database. We connect all these subsystems, SAP, Salesforce, whatever data source you have, into one cube, and we allow not just to get data insights based on analytics you to build on that, but we also allow, and we have the functionality that customers can plan with that data. Writing back on a cube is nothing which is a standard within the data discovery space. So once you have the insights, you want to plan and you want to move forward. This is where we have the offering in the market, so you can do budgeting, forecasting in a very seamless way. We have it as an add-in for Excel. We have it as a web client, so you can use it on any device. And with the new version we've just launched 2 weeks ago, we also have an iPad and an Android solution, which can also be used for boardroom meetings and in a secured boardroom environment. As we've been quite some time in the market, we have around 1,700 customers globally in nearly all verticals. We're really specialized on planning as a process. And most customers, they really like our technology because it's fast, it helps them to get to results fast, and that the time for implementation is very, very short. Just to give you a few examples. ABB, I think everybody knows ABB. ABB wanted to, had an initiative to save $1 billion on procurement value. And they've approached us over 2 years ago to start with a very, I would say, departmental project. And now we've rolled out the Jedox planning solution for procurement planning across 80 countries. And we're transacting a $30 billion value so far through our engine and saving 5% of the cost so far. If you look at C&A, it's a large fashion retailer, as you know. That's another example. We tripled the speed of planning, so we cut down 2/3 of the planning time, which is quite important in a seasonal business like in the fashion business, where you want to make sure you have the right assortment at the right point at the right time. And last but not least, the largest implant manufacturer for implants, which is Zimmer. So if you go to a hospital, make sure you get one of the implants. They had a problem that they couldn't get enough data at the right speed out of Salesforce to do analytics, which helps them to kind of sell the right products to the doctors when the salespeople are in the field. They use Jedox to combine the Salesforce information with their ERP information to do some sweet spot analysis on the fly while they're in the field. And the days of implementing that took 2 days for the first prototype to get running. And I think the performance of our in-memory technology has really led us to now expand to 100 countries with 2,500 users. Good. Our next steps, as I said, we had a big international expansion step this year. We acquired a company in Asia, one of our former partners. We've opened offices in Singapore. We've built the foundation with a few key Fortune 1000 companies in the US, which we won in the first half, and now we're expanding our US presence. We definitely want to grow our partner ecosystem with more, I would say, cloud and integration partners. We will make the next step with regards to our self-service solution, so we will offer more pre-configured models so that customers can even quicker get to their solutions. And the big shift we are doing now is we're moving from an on-premise organization to a cloud organization. Germany is very far behind with regards to cloud adoption. This is where we're coming from. So we're focusing in Asia and primarily US to really get to the rapid subscription and cloud adoption. Thanks, that's Jedox.
Here comes the Microsoft question.
I was expecting that.
So you said you have a plugin developed for Excel.
Yeah.
Tell me how does that work? Like, how do customers consume your product? Is Excel a crucial point where they say, okay, we get this plugin, or do they more use the web interface, or do they install the software by themselves? How does Excel play in that role? Really, like the
Yeah,
impacts.
and it's great that you asked that question, because we have one customer, one of the leading or potential customer of one of the leading software companies in the world, which is now thinking about using our technology. We differentiate between kind of user. So there are power users like the controllers in the organization. They use Excel. They build the models, right? And then there are the planners in the organization, like the salespeople. They use a web front end to do the planning, to do the data entry, or they use an iPad solution. So it really depends on who does the models in the organization. who builds the reporting, who builds the planning models, and who delivers and contributes to the planning process. So we have three kind of user types. One is the planner, one is the viewer, and one is the full license, which you can do the Excel modeling. So the main Excel users are the ones who are really doing heavy planning and heavy modeling.
How dynamic is the information that you're using? You said you kind of like consolidate all the information in your cloud, and is that like a real-time link to the systems, or is it like a batch every week, or how does it work?
You can do both. You can do real-time links and batches. It depends on kind of how the bandwidth is of the connection. So in Kenya, you probably have to do a full batch up, but it's online, it's real-time. So once you enter a field, once you enter a planning number, like 3 million, you can automatically see it in the web, and it automatically writes back into the OLAP cube. It's instant.
Thanks, Guy. I just love to hear your comment or your thoughts on, is the world ready to graduate from Excel into a new tool? I mean, we had Excel for 20 years, and I'm sorry, this is the anti-Microsoft question. Are we tired of it?
No.
Is it market tired? Are we ready to graduate from that?
I have a 20-year Microsoft history, so I've been working in this company for quite some time. And I'm maybe a little biased to it, but no, I think that when a lot of our competitors are trying to get Excel out, right? We're not doing that because we've seen, as this is a problem which is not new, Excel is always coming back. It's a very, very powerful tool, right? But it's not governed, it's not connected, and you've seen the sheets are growing and growing and growing, and they come 140 megabits. Just to help you with one thing, we just did a case last week. They have a 140 megabit size Excel file, global planning in a big IT company. The file which is now used is 38K because there's only the commands in Excel which go directly into the OLAP cube. So we think Excel is here to stay. We think it's a really, really important tool, and it has, whoever tried to get it out, it's always coming back because the business users just love it.
Do we have an SAP question?
Okay, thank you.